All right, hi everyone, welcome to your Tuesday Prime Crit group class. My name's Hannah, if you haven't seen me in the gym before. We're gonna start with a bit of a warm up. You won't need too much equipment today. If you want, you can grab some light weights, but I've tried to make most of it without weights. We've only got 2 exercises with weights, I think. So you're grabbing some cans or some light dumbbells if you have them. If not too much stress. I've tried to make this one quite equipment light. So we'll get straight into a warm up. We're going to start with some high knees. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 10 of everything to warm up. And then we'll get into our exercise for today. So marching on the spot, trying to keep your chest up, trying to bring your knees up as high as you can. You can use your hands as a bit of a marker. Get your knees up nice and high. And then we're going to do some heel flicks. So trying to flick your heels up towards your bottom. You can put your hands up on your bottom and see how close you can get your heels up behind you. So just warming up the legs a little bit. Excellent. As you warm up, see if you can get a little bit more movement into the knees. So trying to flick those heels up as high as you can. And then we're going to do some shoulder rolls, so bringing your shoulders up towards your ears and back down behind you. We're going to do 5 in one direction and then 5 going the other way. So bringing your shoulders up towards your ears and then rolling them forwards. Trying to warm up the shoulders a little bit. Excellent. And then arm circles. So same thing, bringing your arms up as high as you can. And we're going to do 5 in one direction. And then we're going to go 5 the other way. So bringing your arms right up to your ears and right down to your side. Excellent. All right, and then we're going to do all that again to get us warmed up. So starting with our high knee marching. Remember, you can use your hands as a bit of a marker, so trying to get your knees right up to your hands, really warming up the hips. As you do this one, try to keep your chest up, so trying not to lean forward as you're lifting your knees up. Beautiful. And then we're going to go into our heel flicks again. So trying to kick your bottom. That's it, and shifting the weight left to right as you flick your feet up behind you. Beautiful, and then we'll do our shoulder rolls again. So shoulders right up to your ears and rolling them back and down. It's okay if you hear a little bit of noise in the shoulders. We're getting them warmed up. That's all right. And then we'll go the other direction. So up towards your ears and down in front. And then our arm circles. So 5 backwards. Try and reach them up as high as you can. So try and get your arms as close to your ears as you can. And then other direction. So swinging them up and forward. And 5. All right, last time doing all of those again. So getting ourselves nice and warm before we get into it. So knees right up to your chest. So you can go a little bit faster. And it's the last time we're doing the warm up. All right, excellent. And kicking your bottom. So flicking your heels up behind you. That's it. Try and increase that range. This is the last time. And mind if you're shifting your weight a little bit left to right. That's it. Flicking right up to your bottom. Beautiful. And then our shoulder rolls. So really trying to reach those shoulders up towards the ears as far as you can, and then rolling them back and down. And then we're going the other direction. So up towards your ears and rolling your shoulders forwards. And then our arm circles. So we've got 5 backwards and 5 forwards, and then we've done our warm up. And 5 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. All right, I will show you what exercises we're going to do. If you want to make sure you've got a drink of water nearby and a chair or a couch or something that you can take a rest on, that's probably a good idea. So what we're going to do is we've got 3 rounds of each circuit, and we're doing 40 seconds on, and then we've got 20 seconds rest to move on to the second exercise. So there's 3 exercises in each circuit, and we've got 3 circuits to get through. It'll make a bit more sense when we're doing it. So I'll show you the exercises in circuit number 1. So we have calf raises, we've got some squats, and then we've got a standing side crunch. So if you have a chair or a wall or something nearby, probably a good idea. I'll take this down a little bit so you can see my feet. So the first exercise is a calf raise. Now today, I thought we'd make this a little bit more challenging, and we're going to do a single leg calf raise. So we're going up on your toes and down onto your heels. So I will let you know when it's halfway, and we're going to swap feet. If this is really challenging for your balance, or if it's the first time you're doing this, I want you to hold on to something. You need to hold on to a wall and do it this way, or grabbing a chair and using the chair as a bit of a balance for you. So going up and down on your toes and using that chair to help you balance. And then when we say halfway, you're swapping over, and we're going up and down on our toes on the other leg. So exercise number 1 is our single leg calf raises. Exercise number 2 is our squats. So you can again use that chair as something to aim for, and we're squatting down and coming back up. Today I've put this one with no weight. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can always grab some weights and hold them in nice and close to your chest. So actually rest them on your chest, keep your chest up, and do the same exercise with some weights there. I made today quite challenging, so feel free to do this one, just body weights and hands on your hips, hands on your shoulders, whatever you like, and we're trying to do as many as we can in that 40 seconds. So as we warm up, trying to get those squats nice and low. And then exercise number 3 is a standing side crunch. So with this one, if you have a weight, you want to grab that weight, and what we're doing is we're crunching down to the side and coming back to the midline. Yeah, so this is using our abs to bring us back up to standing. So it shouldn't feel like a big stretch on the side. All it is a little crunch on this side, and you're squeezing those abs to bring you back up to straight. So we're using these muscles here. As we do this one, what we don't want to do is lean forward or lean backwards. We want our hand to run straight down the side of our leg and then come back to neutral. So you should feel your hand running down the side of your leg and coming back up to neutral. Bit of a crunch. And then at halfway, we're going to swap to the other side, and then we're crunching the other side. So just dipping down to the side and squeezing those abs to bring us back up to neutral. So those are our 3 exercises. We're doing 40 seconds on, and then we're swapping to the next exercise, and we're going to do all of it 3 times through. So I'll do it with you guys. So getting ready, if you've got a weight, grabbing one. If not, that's okay. You can do this with just body weight today. So exercise number 1 is those calf raises. So grabbing a chair if you need, and we're doing our single leg calf raises. Ready, and time is on, off we go. So on 1 foot if we can, and we're going up on our toes and down. So going as high up onto the ball of your feet as you can, really stretching your feet out, and all the way down onto your heels. So nice and high. It's okay to feel the calf burning when you're doing this one. Meant to really burn out that muscle. So we're going halfway on one leg, and now we're swapping to the other leg, and we're doing the other leg for the next 20 seconds. So right up onto your toes and down flat onto your foot. Beautiful. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. Now we're moving on to exercise number 2, which is our squats. So if you want a chair to aim for, you can have it behind you. If not, ready, time is on, and we're doing our squats. So sticking your bottom out behind you and then coming back up to standing. So squatting down and up. Making sure as we come all the way up to standing, we're tucking our hips in. So standing right up to straight and tucking your hips in under your shoulders. Excellent. Nice long breaths out while we do this one. Beautiful work. So try and keep them nice and fast. If you're doing it without weights, I want you to try and keep the same tempo for the whole time that we have that timer on. Excellent. We're nearly there. We've got 3 more seconds. And and done. Beautiful work. All right, we're moving on to exercise number 3. So that is grabbing our weight if we have one, and we are doing our crunches. So ready, and time is on. So we're crunching down to the side and squeezing our abs to bring us back up to standing. So making sure that our shoulders stay over our hips, and we're just running that hand down the side of our leg, and then squeezing our abs to bring us back up. If you're feeling any pain in your back, reduce the range a lot. Doesn't matter if it's a really tiny movement, we just want to feel that core turn on. All right, swapping to the other side. So we're not going so far that we feel a stretch, we just want to feel a little tiny crunch, and then bringing ourselves back up to center. Nice work. Nice, I'll rest out. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. Popping your weight down. So that's the end of round 1. And we're going to do all of those exercises again. So grab a quick drink if you need, getting yourself set up. And we're going back to exercise number 1, which was those calf raises on one leg. So ready, and time is on, off we go. So on one foot, and we're going up as high as we can onto our toes, and down again. So really trying to stretch out your foot, go right up onto the ball of your toes, and then lowering down. Well done. If you're holding onto a chair in front of you, see if you can keep your chest up and hold on quite lightly. So think about your head going up towards the roof. Excellent. And swapping to the other leg, that's halfway. So right up onto your toes. Well done, we're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. And 2, 1, well done. All right, exercise number 2 is our squats. So we've got 10 seconds before we get started. Remembering, we can aim for each chair if we like. Grabbing your weights if you want a little bit of an extra challenge. Okay, and time is on, off we go. So squatting down and up. So if we're going without weights, I want you to try and set a pace and see if you can keep going at that pace for the whole 40 seconds. Nice work. As we're squatting down, make sure you're really sticking your bottom out behind you. So rather than the knees going forward over the toes, we want to stick our bottom out behind us, like you're going to sit down or something, and then just coming straight back up again. Excellent. Now, guys, we've got 10 seconds left. Beautiful. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right. And then grabbing our weight, if we have it, for exercise number 3 is those side crunches. So standing up nice and tall. Really important before we start this one, guys. Roll the shoulders back and down. So we're up nice and tall. And time is on, off we go. So we're letting that weight down our leg a little bit, and then squeezing our abs to bring us back up to standing. Beautiful work here. So nice, slow, controlled breathing. Making sure we're not going so far that we feel a stretch on the other side. We just want a little crunch, and then bring it back up to straight. Beautiful, that's halfway. And swapping to the other side. So crunching down and back up again. Make sure we're not leaning forward as we get tired with this one. So keeping the shoulders above hips and just bending to the side. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, excellent. Popping your weight down, grab a drink of water, catch your breath, and we've got one more round of that circuit. So quick drink break if you need it. And then getting ourselves set up for exercise number 1 again, which is our calf raises. All right, brilliant work. So last round, ready, and time is on, off we go. So one leg off the ground, and we're going up onto our toes, and then down, right down onto our heel. So remembering with this one, it's the last time we're doing it, you want to challenge yourself, try and keep your chest up. Try not to lean forward over the chair. So we want to send our head up towards the roof. All right, and that is halfway, so swapping legs. And right up onto the ball of your toes. You'll probably notice that your balance is a lot better on one foot than it is on the other. That's okay. We need to challenge our balance to make it better. So really going up onto those toes. 2 more seconds. And time. Excellent. All right, positioning a chair behind you if you need it for exercise number 2, which is our squat. So if you want an extra challenge, grabbing your weights. If you want to make it easier, remember you can use your hands to lower yourself down onto the chair. All right, ready, and timer is on. Off we go. So squatting down. Last round we're doing this one, so trying to squat down nice and low. That's it. So really sticking your bottom out behind you and squeezing the glutes to bring you right back up to standing. So tucking your hips under your shoulders. Well done, guys. Excellent work. So we've got 10 seconds left. Try to get 3 or 4 more in. So go nice and quick. We're nearly done with this one. And that's time. Beautiful. All right. And then we're moving on to our last exercise. So if you have a weight, grabbing a weight, and we're doing those standing side crunches. So grabbing your weight, and you want to have your shoulders back and down, making sure that we're not leaning forward while we do this one. Ready? And time is on. So we're crunching down to the side and then squeezing our abs to bring us back up. Beautiful. That's it. So you should feel that hand running down the side of your leg and then squeeze those abs to bring you back up to standing. All right, and that is halfway through. So we're swapping to the other side. Roll those shoulders back and down again, and then crunching to the other side. Nice work. So nice slow breath out here. Make sure we're squeezing the abs on. We want to feel it in our core rather than in our back when we do this one. And time. Beautiful work. All right, grabbing a drink of water, catch your breath. That's the end of round 1. So have a nice long break if you need it. Really get a drink of water, take your time. I'll reset my timer and I'll show you what we're doing for circuit number 2 while you have a little bit of breather. So it's going to be the same timer and we're going to do 3 exercises. So we're doing front lunges, we're doing tricep push-ups on a wall. So finding a nice blank space behind you, make sure it's not a door or a window or anything that can open. And we are doing an Arnold press. So if you have light weights, that's a good idea for this one. So exercise number 1 is our front lunges. So what we are doing is we're stepping forward and we're bending into that front leg and pushing off that front leg to bring us back up to straight. I'll tilt this down a little bit so you can see my legs a bit more. If you are struggling with your balance, good idea to do this one next to a wall. So you can pop your hand on the wall and we're lunging down and we're coming back up to straight. You don't need to get your knee all the way to the floor. I just want to see a bit of a bend in the front leg and a bit of a bend in the back, bit of a bend in the back leg as well. So we're lunging down and then pushing off that front leg to come back to straight. Yeah, you can either alternate for the whole timer or you can do half the time on one leg and then swap and do half the time on the other leg. I will let you know when it's halfway. So that is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is a tricep push-up on the wall. So we're going to pop your hand on the wall. We're finding a nice blank space wall behind you. And rather than having our hands really wide today, we're going to have them quite close together. And when you do the push-up, we're going to keep our arms in nice and close to our body. So we're using the muscle on the back of our arms rather than our chest. So hands on the wall, you're keeping those arms nice and close to your body. And then breathing out as you push off. So same as with any kind of push-off, any kind of push-up, you want to keep your body in a nice straight line and breathe out as you push off that wall. So hands are staying really nice and close and tucked in, elbows tucked in when we do this today. And then exercise number 3 is an Arnold press. So grabbing our light weights if you have them. If not, you can always just do this, making a little fist with your hands. We're standing with our arms, so they're up like this, starting at 90-90. So our elbows are at shoulder height, and and our arms are in front of us. We're going to bring our arms out to the side, and then we're going to push overhead. Then we're going to come back out to the side and back to the middle. Out, overhead, back to shoulder height, and back to the middle. So our elbows stay at shoulder height or above the whole time. If this is really tricky for your shoulders, I want you to do the same exercise but without weights. So you can do it with just this and have a go playing into that overhead range. Only push as far as it's comfortable. You don't need to push your arms all the way up straight. So those are our 3 exercises. So starting with exercise number 1, which was our front lunges, we're doing the same timer that we did for circuit number 1. So ready, remember holding onto a wall if our balance isn't amazing or we've got lots of things going on the floor. All right, and time is on, off we go. So lunging forward and coming back to standing. Lunging forward and back up. You can alternate your legs, or you can do half the time on one leg and then swapping to the other leg for the second half of the timer. Beautiful. If you are swapping legs, that is halfway. I'll move this down so you can see my body. I'm too tall, I don't fit in the frame. Well done. So pushing off that front leg to bring us back up to standing. And when you come back to standing, try and keep your chest up. We're trying to keep that up the whole time. And that is time. Well done. All right. So exercise number 2 was that tricep push-up. So we've got 10 seconds to get in position. So finding a blank space of wall, and we're trying to keep our whole body in a nice straight line. And we're remembering we're keeping our elbows really tucked in. All right, and time is on, off we go. So forehead down towards the wall, and then pushing off. So keeping those elbows tucked in nice and close to your body, and breathing out as we push off the wall. Excellent. So keeping our core on. So as we push off, we can keep our body in a nice straight line. So really keeping those elbows tucked in, so it's a bit more of a tricep push-up today than working on our pecs like we were last week. Beautiful. We've got 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. Excellent. All right, and then exercise number 3 is our Arnold press. So grabbing our weights, and we're doing that one where we start in here and pushing overhead. So if you're grabbing weights, guys, make sure they're light weights. This is a lot of overhead movement, so it's really tricky. So don't go too heavy with your weights. All right, time is on. So we're starting elbow height, elbows at shoulder height, sorry, and then we're pushing overhead. Beautiful. So breathing out as you push up and overhead. So side on, I'm pushing up straight. As I come down to the side, then my elbows are coming together. But I'm keeping my elbows at shoulder height that whole time. It's a really good shoulder rehab one, but it is really tricky. So remembering if we're finding this difficult or we're finding it uncomfortable, it's still really beneficial to do this one without weights. Excellent, guys. So breathing out as you push overhead. We've got one more. And that's time. Well done. All right. Popping your weights down. Grab a quick drink of water, catch your breath, and we're going to do all of those again. So that's round 1 done. So popping our weights down, because exercise number 1 is our lunges. See if I can move this back a little bit. I'm a bit too tall. I don't fit in this whole frame. That's better. Okay. So grabbing a drink of water, catching your breath, and I'm going to put the timer on, and we're going to go into round 2 of this circuit. So starting with those front lunges, remembering standing nice and close to a wall if we find we're struggling with our balance while we're lunging. Ready, and time is on, off we go. So lunging forward and driving off that front leg to bring us back up to standing. So trying to keep our chest up the whole time. I find it's a good idea to look at something directly in front of you rather than looking at something on the floor. It can help you keep your chest up and help you with your balance. Well done. If you're swapping legs halfway, that is halfway. Make sure you're really bending into that front leg and letting that back knee drop down towards the ground. Nearly there. We've got 5 more seconds. So nice long breaths out. And that's time. Excellent. All right, well done. Catching your breath. And then we're going to go into exercise number 2, which is our tricep push-up. So finding a nice blank space wall. We want to have our arms really nice and close into our body. So really tucking those elbows in. And each time you push off, you want to feel your arms brushing against the side. So ready, time is on, and off we go. So pushing off the wall. To make this one a little bit harder, walk your feet further away from the wall. If it's a bit tricky, walking your feet in a bit closer. So forehead towards the wall, and then breathing out as you push off. Nice work. Think about keeping your abs on here, making sure we're not letting our back sag while we do this one. So keeping our body in a nice straight line. Well done, guys. You've got 10 seconds left. So nice long breaths out as you push off. Beautiful work. And time. Excellent. All right, catching your breath and then grabbing your weights for exercise number 3, which is our Arnold press. So starting with our elbows at shoulder height. So grabbing your light weights if you got them. And time is on. Off we go. So breathing out as you push those arms overhead. So we're starting elbows up at shoulder height, bringing them out to the side, and then pushing those arms as straight as we can get, as close as we can get them to straight. Well done, guys. Halfway through this one. Remembering as we do this one and we get tired, making sure we're not sticking our stomach out. We want to keep our core on, so a little bend in the knees, and making sure we're not arching through the back. Nearly there. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. Popping your weights down. Grab a quick drink of water. And then we've got one more round of that circuit. So catching your breath. And then we're going to do all of those one last time. All right. So we're starting with our front lunges. So finding a nice blank space of wall. And starting with those lunges in 5 seconds. So remembering we can hold on to something and we don't need to drop our knee all the way to the ground. As long as we're getting a bit of a bend to the front and back leg, that is all I'm looking for. All right, time is on. Round 3, off we go. Hands gone up, we're getting serious. That's it, so pushing off that front leg. Let me tilt this down so you can see my feet. Pushing off that front leg to bring us back up to standing. Nice, so really let those knees bend and remembering to keep our chest up even as we get tired. So notice that my legs doing the work here, not my upper body. Beautiful work, swapping legs if you've been doing just one. Very nice, guys. Trying to keep our heel down on that front leg the whole time that we're lunging. So you can really drive off that leg to come back to standing. And 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right. Exercise number 2, we've got those wall push-ups. So finding a nice blank space of wall. We've got 10 seconds to catch our breath. Putting our hands on the wall, keeping them nice and close together. So our elbows can run right by our sides. Ready? And time is on. So hands on the wall. And pushing off. Making sure we're breathing out as we're pushing off the wall. Excellent work. Try and aim to get your forehead to nearly touch the wall. And then pushing away and breathing out as you push away. If it's feeling really easy, challenge yourselves. It's the last round, so walk your feet a little bit further. You need to slide your hands a little bit further down the wall. And pushing off from that further distance, so a little bit more load through the arms. And we've got 3, 2, 1. All right, well done. Catching your breath. And we're going to go into our last exercise, which is our Arnold press. So grabbing your weights if you've got them. Tilt this up so you can see my head. Okay, and ready, and off we go. So elbows up at shoulder height, and then breathing out to push overhead. Nice work. So as we're pushing up, getting those arms up as close to straight as we can get them, making sure that we're not arching through our back, so a little bend in the knees so that we can keep our core on while we're doing this exercise. This one doesn't need to be too quick. We want to keep it slow and control, but I want you to try and keep moving for the whole time. That's the last time we're doing it. Beautiful work. We're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. And breathing out as we push up overhead. And time. Excellent. All right. Pop your weights down if you're using them. Grab a drink of water. Catch your breath. And that is the end of circuit number 2. So big drink break. Catch your breath. You can have a drink as well. And then I will show you exercises in circuit number 3. Okay, so this circuit, we don't actually need any weights. What would be useful is if you're on floorboard, what we're doing, one of the exercises is some sliders. So you don't actually need your foot to slide, but you're going to kind of, like you're pretending that one foot's on a slippery floor, you're sliding your foot away from your body and back in. So you don't need to physically push the ground, but you're going to kind of let that foot glide over the ground and back in. So if your balance is a little bit challenged today, holding onto a chair, so when we do that one, we've got something to help us balance while we're putting our weight on one leg. So that's all we'll need for this circuit. So exercise number 1 is some arm circles. So we're going to have our arms straight out to the side. We're trying to keep them at shoulder height. So as we get tired, they're going to get a little bit lower, or they're going to creep a little bit higher. I want you to try and keep them at shoulder height. And we're just turning our arms in little tiny circles one way. And then halfway, we're going to change the direction. So we're turning them in circles the other way. You can hold tiny weights if you want here. This is going to burn the shoulders with no weights. I'm going to do it with no weights because after a little while of this one, it's going to feel a little bit burning in the shoulders anyway. So that's exercise number 1. So we've got our arm circles. Exercise number 2 is those sliders that I was talking about. So I'll tilt this down so you can see my feet. So this exercise, we're standing on one leg and we're sliding our foot away from our body and then sliding it back in. So I'm wearing shoes as well, so my feet aren't actually sliding, but it's kind of like the idea of if we had a slider under our foot, we can push that leg away from us and then draw it back in again. So this leg stays straight, and that's the leg that's sliding away and back in, and this one is bending a little bit, so we should feel it in the side of our bottom and the muscles in the front of our leg. And then halfway, we're going to swap, so the other leg is sliding away and back in again. So that is exercise number 2. We're going to do half on one leg, half on the other leg. I will let you know when it's halfway. If we're struggling with our balance today, we're going to hold onto a chair and you're going to do the same thing. So sliding that leg away and back in, and you're holding onto that chair so you can keep your chest up and put the weight into the leg that is not sliding away from the midline. All right, and then exercise number 3 is the opposite to an exercise that we did in the last round. So in circuit 2, we did front lunges. In circuit 3, we're doing back lunges. So lunging, but this time we're stepping our foot back, dropping that knee towards the ground, and then coming back up to standing. So same as what we did in exercise number 2, you can either swap each repetition, so you can swap legs each time you come back to standing, or you can do half on one leg, and then I'll let you know when halfway is, and you can do half on the other leg. So it's up to you. So we have our arm circles, our sliders, and our back lunges. So let's get into it. So starting with our arm circles, ready, and timers on. So we're doing little circles in one direction, trying to keep your hands at shoulder height. So trying not to let those drop as we get tired. Trying to do fast little circles here, so keeping those arms up. And then when I say halfway, we're going to change direction. All right, halfway. So whatever way you're just going in, if you're just going clockwise, I want you to turn your hands Arms down, so they're doing little circles in an anti-clockwise direction. Beautiful, so keeping our chest up, keep those arms up at shoulder height, don't let them drop down. We've got 5 seconds left. So keep those little circles going, try and keep them at the same size, and done. Well done, catch your breath. All right, exercise number 2 is our sliders. So, trying to keep our chest up as we do this one. We've got 5 seconds before our timer starts. Grabbing a chair if you need it, because we're shifting our weight onto one leg as we slide our leg. Ready, time is on, off we go. So sliding that foot away from our body and then back to the midline. That's it. So notice I'm trying to keep my chest up while I do this one. I'm bending into the leg that's staying in the midline and the other leg is sliding away from my body. So if I'm side on, I'm bending into that front leg, so it's like a little bit of a squat as I slide that leg away. All right, swapping to the other leg. So now this leg is staying directly under my body. Little bend in the hip and the knee as my left leg slides away from my body and back in. Remembering we can hold a chair while we do this one. Beautiful work. And time. Excellent. All right, well done. And then we've got 15 seconds left of rest and we're doing our back lunging. So holding onto a wall if you need. And time is on, off we go. So dropping that knee down towards the ground and then pushing off that back leg to come back up to standing. So opposite of what we were doing last time, we're pushing off our back leg now. So up to straight, trying to keep that chest up the whole time. Our legs should be feeling nice and warm from all those lunges that we did in circuit 2. So we should be able to bend right into those legs. And then when we come to standing, tucking our hips all the way under our body. Well done, we're nearly there. We've got 10 seconds left. So as we're getting tired, remembering nice long breaths out. And 2, 1, and time. Well done. All right, grabbing a drink of water, catching your breath. I'm a little bit puffed. And we're going to do all of those again. So quick drink break. And the first one we're starting with is our arm circles. All right, ready? And time is on, off we go. So we want our arms up at shoulder height. We're doing little circles in one direction. And then we're going to halfway swap into the other direction. So as we get tired, trying to keep these circles nice and small. Imagine you've got paint on your fingertips and you're drawing little circles out to the side. So trying to keep them the same size. All right, and changing direction. So now little circles going backwards. Well done. So keeping our chest up as we get tired here. And trying to keep those little circles going. We're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. And 2, 1, and rest. Well done. All right. Moving into exercise number 2, which is our sliders. So, tilt this down so you can see my feet. Ready, and time is on, off we go. So sliding out to the side and back to the middle. I'm too tall, out to the side and back to the middle. That's it. Remembering we have something in front of us if we want. Imagine you've got a mop on your foot and you're really cleaning that one spot of floor again and again and again. Nice, so sliding our foot out to the side and then bringing it back to center. So the leg that's sliding away is staying nice and straight. All right, swapping legs now. So now the other leg is staying nice and straight and we're bending into that leg that is staying under our torso. So sliding out and back in. Out and back in. Well done, guys. Nearly there. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, catching your breath. And then we're going into our back lunges. So standing nice and close to a wall so we can pop our hands on the wall if we need. Ready, and time is on. So stepping back, dropping that knee towards the ground, and then coming up to standing. I don't fit in this frame. There we go. Back up to standing. Very nice. So just as low as we can. We don't have to drop our knee all the way to the ground, but we want to get a little bit of a bend to the front knee and our back knee and keep our chest up the whole time. Very nice. We've got 10 seconds left. So try and keep going. Try and keep the same pace that you started this round with. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. Catching your breath, grabbing a quick drink of water, and then we've got one more round of this circuit. So starting with our arm circles. So quick drink break, and then we're going to get into it and do our last round of our arm circles, our sliders, and our back lunges. And then we've got a little bit of balance and then some stretches to finish off with. So we're nearly there. So this time I want you to try, keep going for the whole round. Try not to stop before I say stop. Challenge yourselves. Last time. All right, ready? Remembering we can add a little bit of a challenge and have some light weights while we do those arm circles. Ready? And off we go, time is on. So little circles going forwards. Try and keep them nice and quick, try and keep them nice and small. Last time we're doing them. So if your shoulders are burning, we're nearly done. I'll show you some good stretches after. Beautiful work, and that is halfway. So now we're changing direction and we're doing little circles going backwards. Brilliant work, so nice slow breaths out. Trying to keep our chest up even as we get tired here. We've got 5 seconds left. So keep those little circles going. And time. Excellent. All right. Catching your breath, we're going into our sliders. So remembering that we can grab a chair and have it in front of us if we want something to help us balance. All right, ready, and timer is on. So sliding our foot out to the side and then back to the middle. And back to the middle. So this leg stays nice and straight and we're not putting any weight through this leg. All of our weight is through the leg that's under our body. Excellent, sliding out to the side and back to the middle. If you want and you have a chair in front of you, make sure you keep that chest up. All right, swapping to the other side. So bending into this hip and knee of the leg that's standing beneath your body. Challenge yourselves last time we're doing it. I want you to see if you can slide that leg a little bit further away from your body. So that's going to mean you're going to need to bend down a little bit lower, slide that leg a little bit further out to the side. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, catching your breath. Last exercise. We've got those back lunges. So standing nice and close to the wall if you need. Popping that hand on the wall. We're keeping our chest up. And ready, timer is on. So dropping our knee towards the ground and back to the middle. Excellent. So keeping your chest up, making sure we're bending through that front knee and keeping our heel of the leg that's in front, so this leg, on the ground the whole time. So we're not pushing through our toes. Well done. We're nearly there, we're nearly done the hard bit of today. We've got 10 seconds left. That's it, so trying to get a couple more in. I'm going to see at least 3 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, well done. Catch your breath, grab a drink of water, have a sit down if you need, have a proper rest. We'll give you an actual break this time, because what we're going to do next is a little bit of balance training. So what you're going to need for balance training is a chair, but I'll give you a little bit of rest so that you can grab a drink, have a sit down, lower the heart rate a little bit before we go into a little bit of tricky balance. So you're just going to need a chair, and you're going to need to put me somewhere that you can see me, and then a little bit of space around you. So I don't want any trip hazards on the floor. close to where you're going to be practicing your balance. Okay, so if I have this here, hopefully you can see most of my body. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a chair in front of us and we're going to do tandem stance. So I'm going to cut my head out for a second so you can see my feet and really know what's going on, and I'll try and put my face back in when I can. I'm just a little bit too tall for the whole frame. So what I'm doing is I have one foot in front of the other foot and I'm holding onto this chair in front of me. If this is really challenging, you can do semi-tandem, which is one foot. So one foot in front of the other like this is tandem. Semi-tandem is one foot nearly in front of the other one. So we're nice and close together like we're on a balance beam. Tandem's all the way in front. So choose, pick your poison. You're going to have one foot in front of the other one, and I want you to try and keep your chest up. And we're going to stand up nice and tall, and we're going to let those ankles wobble while we stand in our balance. And we're going to see if we can hold onto that chair a little bit lighter. So that's really easy. Seeing if you can hold onto the chair instead of gripping onto it. See if you can hold on lightly with your fingers. If that's really easy, see if you can hold on with just one finger on each hand. Seeing if you can hold on with just one hand. And then maybe challenge yourselves and hover your hands above the chair. So when you're feeling wobbly, you can grab on. If you're feeling really wobbly, remembering stepping out to the side and actually taking that recovery step is really good for your balance training. All right, now keeping your fingers on the chair, what I want you to do is stand up nice and tall, and you're going to turn your head to the side. Can't see my head. You're going to turn your head to one side and then turning to the other side. Now I want you to have just one hand on the chair. And remembering when we feel really wobbly, we're grabbing on and we're taking a step. So we're challenging that balance a little bit. The little head turns, side to side. Super. All right, now what we're going to do is swap so the other leg is in front. So I've got to choose which half of my body is on the screen. So we're going to put whatever foot was just in front, we're going to swap so that now the other one is in front. And same thing, we're going to stand up nice and tall, so our chest is up. We've got our hands on that chair in front of us. If that's really easy, seeing if you can have maybe just one hand, maybe have one finger on each hand, maybe have just one finger, challenging it just a little bit, and when we feel wobbly, we can grab on or we can take that step. So up nice and tall. And then I want you to turn your head side to side really slowly. So holding onto that chair, and we're going to look over our right shoulder, and then turn and look over our left shoulder. So nice and slowly. When we're feeling wobbly, we're taking that step to the side. Excellent. All right, well done. Okay, coming out of our tandem stance, what we're going to do now is standing on one leg. So I choose to show you the bottom half of my body again. So back behind that chair again. Still can't see my feet, sorry. And we are standing on just one leg, and we're going to do a similar thing. So we're holding that chair. If this is nice and easy, I want you to hold with one hand. If it is still easy, I want you to hold your hands above the chair and see how long you can stand on just 1 foot for. Remember, when we're grabbing on or we're stepping down when we feel really wobbly. So keeping your chest up nice and high. If you're feeling really brave, turning your head to the side, looking over your left shoulder, looking over your right shoulder, letting that ankle feel a little bit wobbly, and remembering we step down when we feel a bit too wobbly. Excellent. All right. Now, holding onto the chair in front of you, keep that foot off the ground. I want you to be brave, and I want you to hold your hands just a centimetre above the chair and have a go at closing your eyes. Grab on when you feel wobbly. Excellent. All right, and we're going to go on the other leg. So now standing on just our right leg, we're lifting, or whatever leg you didn't just use, lifting the other leg off the floor. And we're holding onto the chair. And we are taking one hand off if it feels easy. We're hovering our hands above the chair. Maybe we've got just one finger. Whatever you want to challenge it just a little bit. Excellent. And then we're going to hover our hands just above or have our fingers lightly on the chair. And we're going to look over our shoulder and turn to the other side. Excellent. All right, we're going to hold on to the chair. We're going to be brave. We're going to close our eyes for 3 seconds. So we're holding onto that chair, and we take a step if we feel super wobbly. So letting the ankle wobble. Beautiful. All right, and last little challenge. Eyes open, chest up nice and high. Having a letting go, and then taking that step when we feel wobbly. Beautiful. All right. Last little balance challenge. I will tilt this down a little bit. We don't need the chair anymore. We are going to do a little bit of tandem walking. So now that we've practiced our balance and we're feeling really good at it, we're going to go nice and close to a wall. We're going to run that hand along the wall. And it's always there if we need. And remembering we can take that recovery step when we feel wobbly. Keeping our chest up, we're going to do tandem walking. So heel to toe walking. I want you to pick your feet up extra high. Even if it feels a bit silly, I want you to feel your heel landing right in front of your toe in front of you. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to go back along that wall on the way back. So pick your feet up extra high, really stretching your feet out. We're going heel to toe walking. Well done. All right. Now we're going to do it again. And I want you to have your hand nice and close to the wall. And we're doing a little bit of head turns. So looking left to right, not too far. Keeping that hand on the wall. And we're doing our heel to toe walking back along that same wall. And when we get to the end of the wall, turning around and we're walking all the way back again. So picking those feet up nice and high. Excellent. All right. Beautiful work. And then last little bit, we're going to do 10 calf raises. And because we've challenged our balance, I want you to have that chair in front of you. If you don't need it, we can have just one hand on it, one finger on it. We go right up onto your toes, as high as you can. So right up, stretching those toes. Now that we've really tested that balance, we should be able to go extra high on our toes and really make sure we're keeping our chest up while we're doing our calf raises. Beautiful. All right. And that is it for the exercise portion of today. So we're going to do some stretches and then we're all finished. So grabbing a quick drink of water if you need. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. I know we did a lot of calf raises and we did a lot of balance. So that puts a lot of stress on the legs. So it's okay if they feel a bit tight. I'll show you some stretches to make sure we're not feeling too stiff tomorrow. So first exercise we're going to do is dropping our ear down towards our shoulder. And we're stretching out our neck. You can put that hand out to the side if you want a little bit of an extra stretch. And we're just trying to stretch out our our neck there. So breathing into this one. And then we're going to turn and we're going to swap to the other side. So making sure we're not bringing our shoulder up to ear. We're keeping our shoulder down and we're bringing ear towards shoulder. And we're stretching out our neck. Excellent. We're going to look down at our stomach, so stretching out our neck, back of our head. So trying to tuck our chin towards our chest. Beautiful. And then looking up to the roof. Very nice. All right, we're going to bring one arm out in front of us, and you're going to bring it across your body, and then pulling that arm over to the side. So stretching out our shoulders after all those arm circles and those overhead presses today. Beautiful work. And then we're going to swap to the other side. So arm out in front of us, and we're going to bring it across our body, and then pulling that arm over. Nice work. So you should feel this one stretching right across your shoulder and a little bit into your side here. Beautiful work, and nice long rest of stretching. Well done. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is for our legs, and we can do this one in a chair. So if you've got a seat or a chair or a couch or anything, I'll tilt this down so you can see me. Okay, so we're going to be sitting in a chair, and we're going to have one leg out in front of us, and See if I can put this all the way back so you can see my foot. And I'm going to have my toe of this leg that's out straight, pointing up to the roof. I'm going to sit up nice and tall, and I'm trying to get my chest towards my toe. So rather than rounding through the back, I'm trying to sit up nice and tall, and I'm reaching forward for that toe of the leg that's on the floor. So this toe is pointing up to the roof, and my hand's reaching down towards that toe. And you should feel this one stretching all the way up the back of your leg here. So holding that one there. And breathe into it. You don't want to be pushing so hard that it's really sore, but you want to feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of that leg. Excellent work. And then we're going to swap to the other side. So putting that foot on the ground, and then the other leg is going to go out straight. We've got that toe pointing up towards the roof, sitting up nice and tall. So sticking our chest out, we're trying to bring our chest towards that toe on the ground. So sitting up really tall. If you're reaching all the way forward and you can feel your toe and it's not stretching at all, think about sticking that chest forward, and you should feel it stretching along the back of your leg then. Excellent work. Very nice. All right, nice long breath up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stretch out those calves after all those calf raises today. So you're going to need a wall for this one. So what we're doing is you're going to have one foot nice and close to the wall. You can't see my feet, can you? I'll do it on this one here. We're going to have one foot nice and close to the wall, and the other foot is further away. And I'm trying to push the heel of this back leg down towards the ground. So hands on the wall, and you're trying to drive that heel down towards the ground, so stretching out that calf muscle. If you can't feel it, step this foot a little bit further away, and really try and push that heel down as you feel it stretching in the calf muscle on the back of that leg. So pushing into the wall, really stretch it out. If you're feeling a bit stiff and sore tomorrow, this is a good one to do. Hold it for about 30 seconds, and hopefully you'll feel a little bit less stiff after that. All right, and then we're going to swap to the other leg. So other leg out behind you, and we're pushing that back heel down towards the ground. So really trying to get that, drive that heel towards the ground, and leaning into this front leg so we feel a bit of an extra stretch in that calf muscle. Excellent work. And holding that for just a little bit longer. And then we're all finished. So, well done everyone. That was really hard today. I'm nice and sweaty, so I hope you are too. I will see you next Tuesday, and there'll be another live stream by Tara tomorrow, I believe. All right, have a good week. Bye.